Rugby, cricket, soccer, these are the big three of South African sports. All children grow up in this country aspiring to enter one of these fields, become a pro, become the next Faf du Plessis, the next Brian Habana, the next Percy Tau. But what happens when the dream changes? When it develops into a love affair for another sport, one rather foreign to the traditions of the country or even the continent? Lloyd Greeff could certainly answer that question.
A future in the NFL may be on the cards for the former junior Springbok, who's been invited to California, USA, for a trial event, which will be attended by several team representatives and talent scouts from the NFL. The 27-year-old, who operates as a center or a wing as a rugby player, has been selected as a player of interest to try out as a place kicker.
I was actually a fly-off for my whole career in school, coming through primary school and in high school. And only at the age of 16, when I started to develop and get more muscular and bigger and faster, that's when they moved me to the center and to the wing. But in saying that, I was always training my kicking and always preparing to still be a kicker. It's going to be a challenge because in my way of playing, I always like to make contact and I like to tackle, and it's going to be a massive adaptation for me. But I think it's just the headspace that I need, just to know what I'm doing and be focused on the process, and then it won't be that hard for me.
With the assistance of World Wide Scholarships, a global sports organization committed to linking African prospects to international colleges, Greeff has the chance to join an extremely exclusive list of South Africans who made it to the NFL.
About a month or two ago, World Wide Scholarships came in contact with an agent in the NFL, and that's where this whole thing started to roll. And that's where we're at the moment, going to San Diego for a NFL tryout, where there will be 27 out of the 32 teams, head coaches and general managers in attendance. I think what we are trying to achieve now, me with World Wide Scholarships, is being the first South African to play in the NFL while being in South Africa. In my experience, what I've been told and what I've read, the previous players in the NFL was either immigrating to America, studying in America, or moving there. And I'm doing my preparation all through South Africa. My pathway is coming from Africa.
Many of us have been told since we were young that it's important to just pursue your academics as a pathway to a career opportunity. And that's what many have believed is the way forward. And I think people are starting to understand it a little bit more, but still that mindset exists throughout the continent, where parents feel that sports is just a recreational, school activity versus it being a career path. So for us, we've stood in the front of this and said, you know what, we need to educate parents that, listen, if a kid is 7 feet tall and can play basketball, that this is a realistic opportunity and a career path for them. That, yes, of course, we want them to have school as a backup, because you can't play sport forever. But some of these kids are making $7 million a year.
It hasn't been all smooth sailing for Greeff, who's had his problems attaining a visa to travel, the effects of COVID-19.
He has to leave home literally 2-3 weeks before he gets to the United States in order to basically take advantage of the 2-week window before he enters the country. So that means now he must find another training base far away from home, somewhere in another country, settle in there for 2 weeks, train, and then fly over to the US for a few days and then come back. So you can imagine the pressure on him, leaving work, all of these things, his family, and having to adjust to that kind of an environment.
The support from the outside world was insane. But in the same way, my family was always standing by me. Like you said, I've been coming from a family with sport as a background, and so that that support from them has always been there. And it's just nice to know and have that reassurance from them that they'll always be by my side.
Lloyd's story reminds us that we should never give up on our dreams, no matter how hard it may seem to achieve them. The right amount of hard work, determination, support, and a bit of luck can take you anywhere. For Supersport Blitz, I'm Kesha Junior Mthembu.